So let's practice a little the second conditional. Remember that, first of all, the structure of second conditional sentences is if the verb in the past and the second part with would. Please beware, you never mix those parts. I mean, you never have if, would, and past. For example, you never say, if I would work, I went to the, never. If has to be connected with the past, and then the second part of the sentence is would. If you have problems with this explanation, there will be a video in the description here. If not, ask me explaining again, all right? But I guess you understood the point. The most important is to practice. Well, once you have in mind that it's if, past, and would, or you can invert would, if, past, all right? No problem to invert, but you cannot break this connection, right? If, past. Once you have that in mind, let's remember that conditional sentences using this structure express something in the present or in the future, not in the past, all right? But it's just a hypothetical reality, okay? It's not a reality that may happen. It's not a possibility, all right? So if I tell you, if I had the time, I would go to the movies. I don't have the time. And I'm sure I won't go to the movies. I'm just imagining. Okay, so to practice this conditional sentence, I'm gonna give you a reality and you are gonna imagine another possible reality, a hypothetical reality using the third conditional. For example, I can tell you that Peter doesn't go to the beach because he doesn't have a car. What is the conditional sentence for this question, this situation? Pause the video and try. Well, the conditional sentence should be, if Peter had a car, he would go to the beach. All right? He doesn't have a car, he won't go to the beach. If he had a car, he would go to the beach. One more. I'm not a chef, so I can't cook incredibly well. Conditional sentence. If I were a chef, when I say conditional sentence, you stop and try by yourself, all right? Okay, conditional sentence. If I were a chef, I would cook incredibly well. Or, of course, I would cook incredibly well if I were a chef, right? Not a problem to invert, as I told you. Next one. I work tomorrow, so I won't watch a movie tomorrow, right? Conditional sentence. If I didn't work tomorrow, I would watch a movie. Or I would watch a movie if I didn't work tomorrow. Right? Next one. John always gets horrible grades at school. Grades like in a test, right? John always gets horrible grades at school. His parents, because of that, his parents never allow him to go out with his friends at night. Conditional sentence. If John got good grades at school, his parents would allow him to go out with his friends at night. One more. Sarah is very young, and because of that, she can't play on the street. Conditional sentence. If Sarah weren't so young, she would be able to play on the street. She would have permission to play on the street. Remember, this is an important fact. We're gonna prefer to use were for all the persons. I were, you were, she were, they were. When were, or verb to be, is in a second condition, the conditional we are using now. One more. I am not in Japan, so I don't have to speak Japanese. Conditional sentence. If I were in Japan, I would have to speak Japanese. One more. I don't have 1,000, no, I don't have 1,000,000 followers on Instagram. So I'm not famous. Conditional sentence. If I had 1,000,000 followers in Instagram, I would be very famous. Next one. I'm not reading this book, so I don't know what this book is about. I'm not reading this book, so I don't know what this book is about. If I were reading a conditional sentence, sorry. If I were reading this book, I would know what it is about. One more. Sarah has too many things to do, so she can't take a break. Conditional sentence. If Sarah didn't have so many things to do, she would be able to take a break, or she would take a break. One more time. If Sarah didn't have so many things to do, she would be able to take a break.